Every year, millions of people visit the most spectacular landscapes on Earth. And every year, a small number of them make decisions so reckless, so profoundly dangerous, that even seasoned park rangers are left shaking their heads in disbelief. What makes these incidents particularly haunting is that many of them were caught on camera. So why do people take these risks? The short answer is a psychological phenomenon researchers call the optimism bias. Humans consistently underestimate the probability that something bad will happen to them, even when they are staring directly at the danger. A cliff edge, a boiling hot spring, a raging river. The brain processes the scene and quietly whispers, "That will not happen to me." And in the age of social media, that whisper has become a roar, because now there is an audience watching, and the perfect photograph feels worth the gamble. But the wilderness does not negotiate, and the incidents we are about to examine prove exactly that. Let us begin at one of the most iconic and unforgiving landscapes in North America, the Grand Canyon. In 2016, video surfaced of a young woman performing a handstand on the very edge of the canyon rim near Horseshoe Bend. The footage, shared widely on social media, showed her balancing on her palms with her legs extended skyward, just inches from a drop of over 1,000 feet to the Colorado River below. The rock beneath her hands was Navajo sandstone, a formation known for its smooth surface and its tendency to fracture without warning along hidden stress lines. Park geologists have documented cases where sections of rim rock the size of dining tables have simply broken away and fallen. There is no guardrail at most points along Horseshoe Bend. At the time of this incident, there was minimal fencing at all. The woman completed her handstand and walked away unharmed. But what the camera did not show was the wind. Gusts at the rim can exceed 40 miles per hour with virtually no warning, strong enough to destabilize even a person standing upright with both feet on the ground. The National Park Service reported that in the years between 2000 and 2019, over 800 people died within the boundaries of the Grand Canyon. Falls from the rim account for a significant and recurring portion of those fatalities. Rangers have stated publicly and repeatedly that the number one contributing factor in rim falls is visitors leaving designated trails and approaching unfenced edges for photographs. Now, consider what happened at Yellowstone National Park, home to more than 10,000 geothermal features, including the highest concentration of geysers anywhere on the planet. The ground in many thermal areas is nothing more than a thin crust of silica, andite minerals, suspended over reservoirs of water, heated to temperatures exceeding 200 degrees Fahrenheit. In June of 2016, a 23-year-old man from Portland, Oregon, walked off the boardwalk near Pork Chop Geyser in the Norris Geyser Basin. He and his sister had reportedly been searching for a place to engage in what is known as hot potting, the illegal and extraordinarily dangerous practice of swimming in thermally heated water within the park. The man slipped and fell into one of the acidic hot springs. By the time recovery crews arrived the following day, the combination of extreme heat and the highly acidic water, with a pH level comparable to battery acid, had dissolved nearly all remains. His sister had captured portions of the incident on her phone. This was not an isolated lapse in judgment. Rangers at Yellowstone report dozens of off-boardwalk violations every single week during peak season. Thermal ground that appears solid can be as thin as a quarter of an inch in places. A person stepping off the designated path may feel stable footing for 1 step, 2 steps, perhaps even 3, before the crust gives way beneath them. The water below is not merely hot. It is superheated, pressurized, and in many pools, acidic enough to cause chemical burns on contact. There are no second chances. If you're finding these stories as gripping and important as we believe they are, take a moment right now to hit the like button and subscribe to National Park Secrets. We bring you the real stories, the hidden dangers, and the extraordinary truths about America's wildest places. Subscribing ensures you never miss a new episode. Let us move now to another category of recklessness that claims lives with disturbing regularity: river crossings. In 2017, hikers at Yosemite National Park filmed a group of young visitors wading into the Merced River above Vernal Fall. The footage showed them laughing and splashing in what appeared to be a calm, shallow stretch of water. What the camera did not adequately convey was the current beneath the surface. The Merced River above Vernal Fall flows across smooth granite, offering virtually no friction or grip for human feet. The velocity of the water, even in sections that appear to be only knee-deep, can exceed speeds that would easily knock a grown adult off their feet. Just downstream from where those hikers were playing, the river plunges 317 feet over the edge of Vernal Fall. The Mist Trail, one of the most popular hikes in all of Yosemite, passes directly beside this waterfall, and warning signs are posted prominently. Between 1970 and 2020, More than 20 people have died after being swept over Vernal Fall or the nearby Nevada Fall. Many of them entered the water voluntarily, believing they could judge the current strength by looking at it from shore. Hydrologists explain that moving water exerts a force on the human body that is almost impossible to intuitively estimate. A current flowing at just 6 miles per hour, roughly walking speed, exerts approximately 66 pounds of force per square foot against a person's legs. At waist depth, this force is more than sufficient to sweep an adult off their feet. And once a person is down in a river flowing over smooth granite, there is almost nothing to grab. The surface is polished by millennia of water flow, and the river carries you with terrifying efficiency toward the edge. Iceland presents yet another theater of reckless tourism, captured repeatedly on film. At the black sand beach of Reynisfjara, widely considered one of the most dangerous beaches in the country, tourists have been filmed standing with their backs to the Atlantic Ocean, posing for photographs at the water's edge. The danger here is the sneaker wave, a phenomenon where a wave significantly larger than those preceding it surges far up the beach with almost no warning. The water temperature off the south coast of Iceland averages between 36 and 42 degrees Fahrenheit. Immersion in water at these temperatures triggers the cold shock response in most humans within seconds, causing involuntary gasping, rapid heart rate, and a dramatic loss of muscle control. Combined with a powerful undertow that pulls victims into the surf, even strong swimmers can become helpless within moments. Multiple fatalities have been recorded at Reynisfjara, and despite prominent warning signs in multiple languages, videos continue to surface online, showing tourists standing dangerously close to the waveline. Back in the United States, one of the most frequently filmed acts of reckless hiking behavior occurs at Angel's Landing in Zion National Park. This trail features a final half-mile section along a narrow sandstone fin, with sheer drops of over 1,000 feet on both sides. Chains are bolted into the rock to provide handholds, and the Park Service has implemented a permit system to control crowding. Despite this, footage regularly emerges of hikers stepping past the chains, sitting on exposed ledges with their legs dangling over the void, or even running along the ridge. Since 2004, at least 13 people have died on Angel's Landing, most from falls. Rangers who patrol the trail have described witnessing visitors remove their shoes on the narrow ridge for social media photographs, an act they describe as almost incomprehensible given the conditions. The sandstone surface can become slick with a thin film of dust or moisture, and the exposure on both sides means that any loss of balance results in a fall from which survival is essentially impossible. So how do park officials respond to all of this? The answers reveal the tension between preserving public access to wild places and protecting visitors from their own decisions. At Yellowstone, the Park Service has invested millions in boardwalk construction and maintenance, signage, and ranger patrols in thermal areas. Fines for off-boardwalk violations can reach up to $5,000, and criminal charges have been pursued in some cases. At the Grand Canyon, barriers have been added at high-traffic overlooks, though the sheer scale of the canyon rim makes comprehensive fencing impossible. Zion's permit system for Angel's Landing, implemented in 2022, was designed in part to reduce the dangerous crowding that contributed to risky behavior. And in Iceland, authorities at Reynisfjara have stationed rescue teams near the beach during peak tourist season and have installed sirens to warn visitors when large wave sets are approaching. But the fundamental problem, as every ranger interviewed for stories like these will tell you, is that no amount of infrastructure can fully protect a person who chooses to ignore it. The closing truth of these incidents is this: the landscapes that draw us in with their beauty are shaped by the very forces that make them deadly. Cliffs crumble because erosion never stops. Rivers flow fast because gravity is relentless. Geothermal pools boil because the Earth's interior is unimaginably hot just below the surface. These are not theme parks. The danger is not simulated. The edges are not padded, and the consequences of a single misstep are not reversible. The guidance from park officials is consistent across every agency and every country. Stay on designated trails and boardwalks. Never approach cliff edges beyond established barriers. Do not enter rivers above waterfalls, regardless of how calm the water appears. Respect warning signs, because they were written, in many cases, in response to someone's death. No photograph is worth your life. Before you go, if this video opened your eyes to dangers you had not fully considered, we ask that you subscribe to National Park Secrets and hit the like button. Sharing this video could genuinely save someone's life. The wilderness is magnificent, and it will be there for you, as long as you give it the respect it demands. Thank you for watching, and stay safe out there.